So Nonviolent Peaceforce is a civilian protection agency. Our overarching mandate is to reduce violence and increase the safety and security for civilians who are affected by violent conflict. How we do that is through implementing what we call unarmed civilian peacekeeping. That's working with civilians from both the countries that we're working in, so locally hired national staff, and internationally recruited staff who are trained in the strategies, actions, and tools of nonviolent intervention as the basis and foundation for the work that we do in terms of violence reduction and protection of civilians. In South Sudan, where I'm based, we thematically work across a number of pillars. We have a very strong presence in child protection, working with children who've been affected by conflict, who've been separated from their families, who are subject to recruitment by armed groups, who are dealing with their physical security being threatened because of the conflict and fighting that's happening. We also work in a theme of women's participation in peace and security, looking at how to work with women who are so heavily affected by violence, sexual violence, and the broader impact of the breakdown of the social fabric, the breakdown of the economy, bearing the weight and the responsibility of supporting the family in very violent circumstances, and how to work with them from a position of power for them, where rather than them being dependent on somebody to come in and protect them, it's really rather about how to help them work with their needs and through their own voices to become leaders in peace and security in their communities. We work with communities who are displaced, and that can look all kinds of displacements. Refugees, so people who've crossed borders and come from one country to another. IDPs, internally displaced persons, people who displace within the communities that their own countries, and in some cases returnees, so people who have displaced either as refugees or IDPs and are returning back to their home areas and are there's all levels of vulnerabilities and insecurities that go along with that. And sort of finally working with local communities to build up capacities and structures and abilities to be able to deal with sustainable violence reduction in a way that works for them. So very tailored to the local culture, to the local capacities, what are the needs in the communities, and so that when there's a time when Nonviolent Peaceforce is not around, because we shouldn't be there forever, the communities are left more strongly capacitated to engage in nonviolent conflict resolution.